For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Did you just see that? This was Apostle Paul trying to communicate to his audience that the visible creation holds clue, knowledge, and wisdom of the invisible being called God. He said it is clearly seen. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by things that are made, even his eternal power and his Godhead. That's his divine nature. So we see that by studying creation, you will see the invisible qualities of God. You will see his eternal power. You will see his divine nature. You will see his Godhead. In creation, meaning creation holds that revelation. Creation holds an information that if you study it, it will take you back to God. He said, if you do not praise me, the rocks will cry out. Who taught them to cry out? They have an information for you. When you do a research on them, they will tell you that you can cry out to him. Are you following me? So, if science is the study of creation, the study of the visible creation, that's what Scripture says. If science is the study of the visible creation, it means that through science, we always suggest to you the reality of a deity. Any science that suggests to you that there is no God and that you're a free moral agent is what we call a pseudoscience. It's a false science. It's a science that has been propagated by a set of people who have the influence and the money to drive their narrative and their bias. It is not true. You know why? It lacks evidence. True science will always lead you to God. True science will always lead you to a supreme deity. You know, there have been a long-age rivalry between the scientific world and the man of faith. And that's what I'm trying to trash today. I'm trying to break that wall. I'm trying to let you know that science is not against faith. Science teaches faith. That a man will be running from God. God will tell him that you go and preach to these people, Jonah. And he will disobey. A man will disobey. And God will speak to the sea and say, get me this man. And the sea will say, yes, sir. That an instruction, a prophet will disobey. A sea will obey. Looking for Jonah everywhere, they had to throw the man into the sea. They casted physical matter, throw it, who he will fall on. Matter, God spoke to the matter, fish him out for me. Matter said, okay. He obeyed. After doing all that, they say, so now you say, I've been running from God, I'm very sorry. They say, I will just got to sacrifice you. They throw him in the sea. God spoke to the fish. Say, swallow him. The fish obeyed. So you see that it is not creation that rebels against God. This is why they cry for the manifestation of the sons of God. Where they will be redeemed from the corruption that man by rebellion put them under. So it was subject to corruption against his will. Creation didn't rebel against God. It was man that rebelled against him. And you see how Jonah will be running from God, and God will be speaking from to creation to get this man for me. And they caught him. So you see that through science, we always suggest to you the reality of a deity. So it is not science that is against God. It is man that is against God. It is not the study of creation that rebels against God. It is the man that looks for every means to rebel against God. all through scriptures, God will be talking to creation, and they will be responding. One time, Jesus finished praying. He was inside a boat. He was sleeping. While he was sleeping, guess what? The wind and the sea were quarreling. Because what you call storm is when wind and sea are fighting. They are twins, but they like troubling each other. And the person who causes the trouble all the time is the wind. The wind is the aggressive one, not the water. So when they woke Jesus up, Jesus said, it is creation. He understands their language. Hey! And he went there, he said, peace. He said he rebuked the wind. He said, wind, now you they cause this fight. Stop it. And there was a great calm. Creation always responds to him. It is man that rebels. Over and over and over again, we see it in Scripture. So there ought to be no rivalry between the man of faith and science, because science is the study of creation, and creation holds information that will tell you about God. Like we just saw in this scripture, for the invisible things from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by things that are made, even his internal power. Things that are made, he's trying to tell you about how powerful God is. We'll tell you that if a leaf like me can cure this disease that the devil started, what about your maker? Newton's first law of motion states that everything will continue in a state of rest or of uniform motion except it is acted upon by an external force. So when it comes to motion, it is impossible without an external force. So this law suggests that nothing can move itself. If something is moving, somebody must have moved it. 2, if nothing can move itself, then who moved the earth that is constantly in motion? So who moved the earth to be turning around the sun? There must be a mover. Don't your neighbor say, neighbor? God is the mover. So this law therefore suggests that God is the mover. Second law, the law of cause and effect. It states that every effect has a cause. Every cause has an effect. The effect you are hearing right now coming from the speaker, the sound, the piano and everything, it has a cause. Because somebody is holding the mic talking, somebody is playing the piano. There can be no effect unless there's a cause. Some atheistic scientists do not believe in God. So they claim, say, creation came by a big bang. Billions of years ago, there was a boom. A big light. Boom. And creation came into being. Goat, rabbit, rat, horse. Fine. Let me assume that you are correct, sir. If the Big Bang is an effect, who is the cause? Who caused the bang? Because according to the law of cause and effect, every effect must have a cause. So who caused that bang? It therefore means that God is the cause. I will tell you when it happened. In Genesis, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and the word was without what? Form and void, and the Spirit of the Lord over the deep. And all of a sudden, God, boom. And the Lord said, let there be light. He made boom. When the light came in, you see, a big God cannot cause a small bang. They have to call it a big bang.